My fiancée said she needed space to think, so I gave her space, and a public breakup after I caught her on a beach with her ex. I've always been a planner. Comes with the territory. I run a growing logistics company based out of Austin. I'm 32, driven, and I've built everything I have from scratch. Long nights, sacrifices, and frankly, years of loneliness because I wanted to make sure the person I end up with values me, not just my money. I thought that person was Vanessa. We met 2 years ago at a business seminar in Denver. She was confident, witty, and had that spark in her eye that told me she wasn't impressed by flashy things. At least, that's what I believed. We hit it off fast. Within a year, she moved into my condo, started talking about marriage, kids, settling down. I was in deep. I bought the ring, /$18000, custom design, her favorite emerald cut diamond, and popped the question 6 months ago in Cabo. She said yes. Tears, kisses, selfies, the whole thing felt like a dream. Then, last week, she hit me with the, "I just need some time alone to think" line. She said wedding planning was overwhelming her, that she needed a little space to breathe. I asked her if she was okay, if we were okay. She held my hand, looked me in the eyes, and said, "It's not about us. I just need a couple days to clear my head." I respected it. I even encouraged it. I told her to take all the time she needed. That was Tuesday. Thursday evening, I got a DM on Instagram from her best friend, Alyssa. We talked plenty over the last year. She was in charge of helping Vanessa plan the bachelorette party, and she always struck me as a bit more grounded than Vanessa's other friends. Her message just said, "I'm sorry, but you deserve to know." Attached was a photo. Vanessa, in a bikini I bought her last Christmas, lounging on a beach towel next to Eric, her ex from college. The guy she told me was toxic, the one she swore she hadn't talked to in years. He had his arm around her waist. She was smiling. I stared at that photo for what felt like an hour. Then I called her. Straight to voicemail. I texted. No reply. Tried again. Nothing. By midnight, I stopped trying. I just sat there in my living room, replaying every moment from the last few weeks. The hesitation in her voice. The late-night phone glances. The sudden interest in solo yoga retreats. All the signs were there. I just didn't want to see them. The next day, I packed her things. Every last item. Shoes, bags, her favorite coffee maker, all boxed up neatly. I dropped them off at Alyssa's place, who hugged me and said quietly, "You didn't deserve this." I didn't cry. Not yet. The pain hadn't sunk in deep enough. But that night, lying in bed alone, it hit me like a freight train. I was humiliated, lied to, betrayed by someone I was ready to spend my life with. And as much as I wanted to drown in sorrow, something else started to bubble inside me. Rage. See, I don't believe in just walking away. I built a business by playing the long game. Staying quiet. Calculated. Strategic. She chose to betray me publicly? Good. Then she wouldn't mind if the consequences were public too. I wasn't going to yell, or beg, or block her. No, I was going to do something that would make her regret ever crossing me. It wasn't just about revenge, it was about karma. And karma was about to put on a suit and tie. The first thing I did was play dumb. Vanessa returned Sunday night. She didn't text, didn't call, just walked into the condo like nothing happened. Like I hadn't seen the photo. Like I didn't know everything. She acted tired. Said the retreat was refreshing, and she felt clearer than ever about our relationship. I could barely look at her without laughing. But I kept my cool. Smiled. Kissed her on the cheek. Told her I was glad she was back. She had no idea I'd already changed the locks. The key she used? I had re-enabled it remotely just minutes before she arrived. I knew confronting her would do nothing. Cheaters always lie. I didn't need an apology. I needed a plan. And I had one. Over the next week, I started laying the groundwork. I called our wedding planner and discreetly canceled everything, citing a personal emergency. Got full refunds on the venue, the catering, even the dress she'd picked out, which I'd paid for. I told them not to contact Vanessa under any circumstances. Next, I scheduled a meeting with my lawyer. We drafted a prenup months ago, but I added a clause before she returned, a post-engagement agreement she'd have to sign for tax purposes, or so I told her. In reality, it ensured she'd walk away with absolutely nothing if she cheated. No assets, no condo stake, no cash settlements. She signed it without reading. Classic. Then came the masterstroke. I used the one thing she truly cared about, status. Vanessa wasn't just planning our wedding. She was curating it like a celebrity event. Instagram hashtags, designer gowns, bridesmaid color palettes worthy of a Vogue spread. She lived for that attention, and I gave it to her. On Friday night, I hosted what she thought was our official engagement dinner. I rented a rooftop venue downtown, invited 60 people, family, friends, her colleagues, influencers she admired. She showed up looking like a queen, all white dress and diamonds. I played the doting fiancé, right up until the champagne toast. That's when I took the mic. I want to thank you all for coming tonight. Before we move forward with the celebration, there's something I need to share, something Vanessa's been keeping from us. You could hear a pin drop. I clicked the remote in my hand. The projector behind me lit up. The photo Alyssa had sent me, Vanessa and her ex on that beach, flooded the screen. Everyone gasped. Her parents froze. Her boss stood up in disbelief. Vanessa went pale. While I was here preparing for our future, I said calmly. Vanessa was reconnecting with her past. And this picture was taken while she told me she needed space to think. I'm just glad I now know what she meant by that. She tried to speak, but I held up a hand. No drama. No scene. This isn't about anger. This is about truth. And moving on with dignity. You're free to go, Vanessa. I turned my back and walked off stage. By the time I got to the lobby, she was crying and trying to catch up with me. I didn't stop. I didn't even flinch. That night, the story spread. Her friends dropped her. Her boss put her on indefinite leave, citing unprofessional conduct. Alyssa told me Vanessa's ex dumped her the moment the fallout began. Turns out he didn't want a scandal, just the thrill of sneaking around. And me? I was already planning my next move. Because revenge doesn't end with exposure. Sometimes karma needs a little push. 3 days after the engagement party disaster, Vanessa showed up at my office. No appointment. No text. She just walked into the lobby with smeared mascara and shaky hands, wearing the same designer heels I'd bought her last Christmas. My assistant looked at me through the glass and mouthed, "Should I send her away?" I paused, then said, "Let her in." She came into my office slow, like someone stepping into a courtroom. She didn't speak at first, just stood there, waiting for me to say something. When I didn't, she finally broke the silence. "I messed up," she whispered. I didn't sleep with him. I swear. It was stupid. I just wanted closure. I didn't even blink. Closure is when you block someone, not when you sunbathe with them in a thong. She burst into tears, but I didn't move. I let her cry, let her feel it, because I'd been crying in silence for a week while she was playing house with her ex. Now it was her turn. "I lost everything," she sobbed. "My job's hanging by a thread. My friends won't even talk to me. My parents are humiliated." I leaned back in my chair. "Actions have consequences. But you still love me," she said quietly. "Don't you?" That's when it clicked. She didn't come to apologize, she came to bargain. She thought if she could manipulate my emotions, she could undo it all. Reset the clock. Maybe even rebrand herself as the victim. But I wasn't that man anymore. "Still," I said, "you want to make this right? Okay, let's try." She blinked. "What?" "I'll give you a second chance," I said. "But there are conditions." And just like that, I watched hope flicker in her eyes. Over the next few weeks, I let her think she was working her way back into my life. I let her post cute stories of us at coffee shops. I let her smile at me across dinner tables, hold my hand again, even stay over. All while knowing she'd signed a document nullifying any financial claim she could ever make against me. But I wasn't done. I waited until she started bragging to her friends that we were back on track, that I'd forgiven her, that she knew I couldn't live without her. Then I invited her to a dinner at the same rooftop venue where I exposed her. This time, it was just us. Candlelight. Champagne. Soft music. She wore the same white dress. "I have something for you," I said. Her eyes lit up. "A ring." I slid a folder across the table. "Papers." She opened it. Inside was a contract, a non-disclosure agreement, stating that she would never mention me publicly, never use my name, never claim we were engaged again. Any violation would cost her $250,000. Her face drained. What is this?" "The end," I said. "You betrayed me, lied to me, tried to use me. And now? Now, I'm making sure you never do it again, to anyone." She started to argue, but I cut her off. "I let you back in so you'd fully understand what you threw away. You had a future with a man who loved you, protected you, and built something from nothing. Now you've got nothing, because of you." I stood, tossed a check for her ride home on the table, and walked away. That night, I blocked her number for good. Today, I'm doing better than ever. Business is thriving. I've started seeing someone new, someone real, honest. And Vanessa? I hear she's back living with her parents, applying for jobs she used to look down on. Karma doesn't always show up fast, but when it does, it's beautiful. I appreciate you watching till the end. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more content.